of game. Okay, this guy was didn't like stealth attacks, and that seemed to be the case because you're dead. A slightly better S word. I'll take it. Now can I tell myself to go over here? Yes. Okay, good. Now, it is 35 degrees here today, and then in my room is going to be hotter than that because my room is tiny. And I've got a computer running, 3 monitors, me, the dog, also, and the room is, yeah, incredibly small. So, like, the computer is going to start chunking more and more as we play more and more. So, when it starts, when the frames really start to go, plus the computer's 6 years old, and it's just struggling a little bit these days, we may need to either start streaming something a little bit less intense or just finish up for the day. But yeah, the computer's old and it doesn't deal well in the heat anymore. Hey Colby, welcome. 37 Fahrenheit, give me that. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I think it's close to 0, isn't it? 36 is Fahrenheit is 0, I think. 3 degrees. There you go. Yeah. Give me that. It's like in this room. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't have a thermometer, but like if it's 35 outside, it's going to be probably 40 in here. Slowly starting to feel the burn of WoW slowing down for me. I'm tossing up whether to do modded Fallout 4 or modded XCOM 2 at some point in the near future. Yeah, like we had the WoW conversation the other day. Like, because I just can't find a class that I like, I'm just running old content for transmogs and stuff, and there's only so many times you can do that every week before it gets a bit boring. So I don't know. Like, I've got the 4 months or something more subscription left, but I don't know how much I'll play it. Like, I'll still play. I really want to level up some alts, so I've got different options for stuff, as well as like maybe that's the class I like type thing. And right now with all the buffs, the 45% with all the buffs up, XP buff and everything is the perfect time to do it. I just can't be bothered. Like, I don't have the motivation to do it at all. Like, every time I think about doing it, I'm just like, I just can't be fucked. So I think my WoW return has diminished somewhat. Like, I haven't played in like a week. Just haven't had the pull. You know, I was enjoying it so much when I came back, apart from being frustrated because I didn't understand how everything worked. But now it's the itch has been scratched to the point where now I'm just frustrated again because I don't know what to play. Like, I haven't found anything that like is making me like, fuck yes, I want to play this.
Somebody sneaking around.
You're close to 3 degrees as well. Yeah, lucky. I mean, not really lucky. It's like the world, how the world works, right? Like 6 months ago when I was like, oh, it's nice and cold, this is great, and you guys were like, fuck you, it's 30 degrees here, and I was like, ha 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 ha. You know, now it's the flip side. The only problem with the flip side is Australia's the hottest fucking place on the planet. So like when it's hot here, it's fucked hot, and it's a dry, like, it's bullshit hot. Having said that, we don't get snow and stuff, so we don't have to deal with the bullshit, you know, snow and winter that you guys have. So it's all pros and cons and stuff, right? But it's never good when you're in the season that you don't like. So as an Australian, I'm very much in the minority. Most Aussies love summer. I despise it more than anything. I fucking hate it so much. And we're not even in summer yet, technically. Summer doesn't start for another 7 days. So it's going to be hot for the next, and apparently, according to my dad was telling me, according to like the Bureau of Meteorology or whatever, I don't know. It's most likely going to be the hottest summer, like potentially the hottest summer ever for us, like on record. So that's great. It's going to be an absolute stinker. Because last year's summer was reportedly going to be really hot, and then it was hot, but it wasn't like brutal, like I want to kill someone hot.
What sort of feast?
But according to the experts, this summer's going to be fucked.
Raucous as orcs. Oh man.
So not looking forward to that. Good news though is that if we, well, not if, we definitely will be getting the new computer before my birthday next year, which is in March. It will be able to run a hell of a lot more games and at much higher, if not full quality. But it won't struggle in the heat. It'll be all water cooled and all fancy. This one is not water cooled or fancy. So coming relatively, hopefully soon. The PC upgrade should help stream quality quite a bit. So that's exciting. What is this? A red gem? I mean, we may as well do it. We're here, but
I can show you how to conquer Mordor.
yeah, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, it's not going to be fun, dude. It's going to be a hot one. Well, hopefully it's not, right? Hopefully, global warming and everything is like what the naysayers say, and it's not actually a thing. We can hope, right? We can hope that we could just ostrich head in the sand, that global warming doesn't exist. Can I not just start the mission? I want to start the mission. There we go. Subscribe to, you know, the world is flat and global warming isn't a thing and all that, and that it's going to be cold. We could just like, you know, believe that that's happening. What am I going to do? Reach a hit streak of 30. Okay, I can do that. Why did my hit streak go down? There we go. Now we just need to perfect counter people. Why can I not do Elven Rage? Oh, because I'm not full yet. Alright, well, we'll just keep chopping. You know what would be easier? Give me the arrows. Where's Lucky Last? Come on, Stormtrooper. Oh, all my friends died, but I can do it by myself. I got this. You know what? He does got this. He done got this. He done got this at all. Sadly, it's totally a thing. Yeah. It is, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, look, they said last summer was going to be brutal. It really wasn't, at least in Melbourne here, it wasn't. I'm not sure about the rest of the state, country. But generally we get fucked with new New South Wales, Melbourne, and Adelaide generally get fucked. Then again, Perth's always hot. Queensland's the whole country is just a dumpster fire of hot. But last summer was supposed to be brutal, and it really wasn't that bad. So maybe it's just not going to be as bad again. But I guess we'll find out. Meteorologists / weather people literally get paid to lie. It's all just a guess. I mean, technically, guessing is true. Like, there's no way of 100% knowing, right? Like, they do science and whatnot, but like, yeah, there's no way of like knowing 100% that it's going to be 32 degrees tomorrow, or whatever it is. This is supposed to be the worst winter. Same thing for the past 5 years, right? Yeah. So I think part of that though is what we were just talking about, like global warming and you know, the shifts in the atmosphere due to all sorts of stuff, right? And the ozone layer and pollution and everything else. And all the big oil companies like fucking up the atmosphere and everything, right? So predicting shit is probably a lot harder because there's so many outliers that are out of the prediction's control. Like if you look at, because they look at past events and they look at the, you know, the moon cycle and all this sort of stuff, that whatever it is, I'm not going to pretend that I fully understand it or even remotely understand it to predict what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot harder when there's all this other shit that's like altering it. So yeah, a lot of it is, you know, guesswork, but it's like educated guesswork. But there's all this stuff like, you know, the oceans have risen like 0.8% every year for the past like 10 years or something, because the icebergs are melting and everything. And you know, you see stuff like cities like Venice and all the rest of it are slowly, you know, being sunken because the water levels and everything is raising, all this sort of shit. Like, you can't deny that stuff for that long. Like, eventually it's all gonna get fucked. But any any of that like government-y stuff, you have to take with a grain of salt as well, because there's all politics included, right? And everything's just said to make people believe whatever they want to, and fear-mongering and everything else. So you gotta do your own research as well. That's why I said I'm not gonna say that I know the hot know anything or pretend to know like everything about it, but yeah, it's an interesting one. But I don't think you can accurately guess what's going to happen. No, well, that's what I mean. Like, it's taking in history and the moon cycles and all this other shit and trying to accurately guess as best as possible. But with all the outliers, it's just getting harder and harder. I think. This is my opinion, obviously. I'm not saying my opinion's right, but it does, but you can't argue that we've expedited the process. Yeah, exactly right. We found another ocean under the ocean crust, another continent. Ooh, this is interesting. 3 extinction events were caused by global warming already. I think the trend right now is not looking great. No, because people don't care as well, right? And I think everyone is no matter who you are, is guilty of that. Because a lot of people just be like, oh, well, I'm going to be dead in 40 years. Who gives a shit, right? And they don't do the whole preservation for the future generations and shit. But then all the people that do will still, you know, you can't be perfect. The people that will do everything they possibly can to help out with stuff will still, you know, use plastic shit and not recycle properly, or, you know, add to the microplastic problem. Or, like, you can't, the way society is and the way consuming goods and stuff is, like, you can't be perfect. But the problem is the people that just don't give a shit, and the selfish people will be like, well, I'm going to be dead soon, therefore I don't care. Because ultimately, And I've always thought this, and people say, fuck, you're pessimistic and cynical and stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, I am. That's me. But, like, ultimately, people are out for themselves. It's a whole, post-apocalyptic, thought process, right? Let's say right now, the dinosaur extinction level thing happened. We got hit by a meteor that was the size of Florida or whatever it was that wiped out all the dinosaurs. And the world went into a post-apocalyptic situation. All communication was lost. All internet or any form of anything was gone. It went back to hunting-gathering style thing. The buildings may still exist, and people are squatting and building stuff, but there's no electricity, there's no nothing. Like the Walking Dead type thing, you know? Cars aren't a thing, whatever, except there's no zombies. Okay, throw a zombie apocalypse in there instead. Doesn't really matter. It would not take very long to people, even people you know and trust and like, to completely fuck you over to better themselves. It wouldn't take very long at all for people to be completely selfish and be like, I need this to survive, therefore I need it more than you, therefore fuck you. And it would be a matter of fucking hours for some people, and it would be a matter of days or weeks for other people, whatever. But essentially it turns out to every man for himself. And you will still get the outliers there. You will still get some people that will, you know, have a big heart and everything and do what they can to help everyone. And they are the people that will get abused and used and everything by the selfish assholes that will be out there, and they'll get killed for their stuff because they're just trying to help and all this. And it will just, like, it would not take long for humanity to turn into absolute fucking savages if something like that happened. Like, a lot of people are just out for themselves. Most people are out for themselves. And even the people that aren't, when push comes to shove and survival comes into it, you would do whatever you needed to do to survive. So, a lot of the world problems and all the rest of it is people like, this doesn't concern me, therefore I don't care about it. Or, nothing I'm going to do in my lifetime is going to matter, therefore fuck it. I'll just continue living my life like I do, and fuck everyone else. It's like racism and all that shit still exists. Like, people are just who they, like, you can't change people. And again, I'm not trying to say I'm right or better than anyone else in this situation. I'm included in all of this. Like, there's stuff that I do that I shouldn't, and stuff that I shouldn't be doing that I do. I don't know off the top of my head or anything, but like, everyone could be doing better to help prevent things and, you know, recycle better or whatever it is to better the thing. But like, life gets in the way, everyone's tired, everyone's working, cost of living crisis, all the rest of it, and like, it's hard. It would actually take quite a bit of time for the world to get to the point of things shutting down like that. I also think a large majority will gather together depending on various factors. Well, you see, like, any post-apocalyptic thing, like Walking Dead or something, right? Where there's no electricity, there's no functioning anything, there's no telephone lines, there's no nothing. There are communities that build together and everything, and that's great. But all the communities are always run by those asshole types that would be like a dictatorship type thing. Like, you would still have people building communities and everything, but they would need to be in charge. Like, it's you're always gonna have, the nice people would be abused and the assholes would rule the world, is basically what I'm trying to say. In the first episode of Fallout, those nameless buds sharing a beer, having a party at the kids, and then when the bombs falls, he punches his friend because he wanted, yeah, like, it would take literal, well, in that case, minutes, seconds, but it would take hours for some people to go out and loot and stabbing people would get their shit and everything. Like, it wouldn't take long for the human race society to just completely go out the window and every man for himself. Like, it wouldn't. I'm not saying for everybody, but as a whole, I don't think it would take very long, personally. Cows are horrible methane producers, it's true. Well, and this is the other thing, like the vegan argument as well, right? So vegans are like, oh, you know, you're killing animals, all this sort of stuff, and you shouldn't be eating animals and eat plants and all this sort of shit. And then I watched a thing, and again, you don't need to believe everything you see, that's part of the problem. But a farmer was just like, I'm having to farm, like I've changed from being a corn farmer or whatever it was to a soy farmer because it's just more lucrative with all these, with all the vegans and everything out there to make soy. But as a result, he was saying that he had like 8,000 million fucking more pests than he normally would because of the certain conditions for soy. Or I think it was soy, maybe something else. Let's just say it was soy. And he goes, so all the vegans that are doing the whole like don't kill animals, animals are friends, all this sort of shit, da 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 da, eat like soy and all these vegetables and shit. To farm the soy, you're killing more animals doing that than what you are just the meat trade. Like all these raccoons and foxes and rabbits and all this sort of shit that are coming onto the thing, all getting absolutely fucking destroyed and shot and trapped and shocked, and like he's killing thousands of like pests, you know, vermin, whatever, every week or whatever it is to keep these soy fields going. All those animals are dying so that the vegans can have their food that doesn't kill animals. He's like, I'm killing more animals feeding vegans than what the meat trade is. Which I thought was funny. I don't have any problems with vegans. I don't have any problems with anybody. Like, you know, if you want to be a vegan, that's fine. Like, I don't want to be. But I don't care if someone's a vegan. Sounds like a scummy farmer. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you don't want to believe everything you read. But that is an interesting thought process though, right? It's like, okay, yeah, if I'm changing my farming everything, I'm having to kill all of these animals to keep the crops. It kind of defeats the purpose because it's the whole vegan thing is no harm to animals, but you're killing animals to keep their food, to grow their food. It's just, yeah, I just thought it was a funny like juxtaposition thing was all. Oh, like farming in the meat trade is fucked in general, but that's a whole nother topic, right? I just wanted to be able to travel out into space in my lifetime. I mean, you can. If you got money. Yeah, exactly right what Colby said. If you got a ton of money. I'd argue that if you have to expand your farm into the woods, then you have enough farm already. Well, see, farmers have it tough, right? The farming life is not fun. But everything in life, everything in human nature and everything. Oh, this one's difficult. Oh shit. I remember failing this one quite a few times. I think it's this, right? But a lot of stuff comes down to greed. So people get complacent, like get whatever it is, and they're like, oh fuck, you know, I got this massive promotion with this massive pay bump and everything, and this is great, and then before long they want more, and then they want more, and they want more, and all the rest of it. So like, yeah, some of that farming stuff may be true, you know, they may be pushing out their lands further than they need to because of greed, but as a whole I think farmers have it pretty rough. Like they're thingy to the ever-growing shifts in the environment we were talking about before, and floods and droughts and all of this sort of shit. Like, I feel bad for them, but I guess it's the greed does play a part of it. I think we missed some dudes. We got 4 left and I can only see 1. 2, 3. We got 3 left and I can only see 2 dudes. Am I gonna do this first time? Because we always fuck this one up. I remember we always fuck this one up. I don't have any arrows left. The answer of are we going to do it first time is no, unless I find arrows real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We got 3 seconds to find the next guy. He's there. Can we do it? We can't do it. We were so close. We were so close. Okay, let's try again, shall we? Not a bad first attempt. Grew up in CA. I'm assuming that's California. The farmers there are rich jerks taking advantage of immigrant labor. Yeah. This is what. That's a good kind of more of a concise thing of what I was trying to say. I just did not say what I was trying to say very well, as it turns out. But like the honest farmers and shit do have a tough life, I think. Like it's not an easy profession, is the kind of that part of it I was trying to get to. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the stream preview that you guys are seeing, and on my end it's looking fairly jittery. Is the game starting to chunk hard, or is it just on my end? Are we having like big frame drops and shit? Because it could just be on my end. Looks fine to you. Okay, that's good. Because we can always, I'll catch up on chat in a sec. We can always go back to over to Punch Club if we need something lesser to stream. I feel like I've missed some dudes again. Looks fine. Okay, as long as it looks fine. It is, like, the frames are chunking a little bit. Like, right there, it chunked quite a bit. And there. We got one more dude and we got 20 seconds to find him. Hello, guy? Oh, there he is. I know plenty of farmers that would have their crops fail so they could claim insurance and get millions. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's the greed part of it and just human nature in general. That's part of the greed thing.
I recognize this.
But the honest farmer is hard work.
Seems reckless to those whose petty fears overcome their vision. A true creator accepts.
Like I wouldn't want to fucking do it. That's for damn sure. All right, we've got Shadow Dominate, which is massive. We haven't even found a Drake yet, but we may as well just get it. So now we can dominate any beast, and when it gets low, we can Shadow Dominate it, which is perfect. As for what other tree, the next tree we want to go for, Brutalize I don't care about at all, really. Poison Tendril